Hey, what's up guys? So, has this ever happened to you? You're going down the road and you're like, gee, you know what? My AC really just isn't that cold. Or you're going down the road and you have your blower on full and you're like, you know what? It's on full and you could hear it going, but it's really just, it's not blowing a lot of air. Well, here's something you gotta check. Every Explorer that I've owned has had this problem, and I'm gonna show it with you today. Every vehicle on a road has what's called an air recirculation door. The way it works is it takes air from outside under the cowl and it brings it in, and air passes your heater core or passes your evaporator. You get fresh air in from outside. Well, when you put it on max AC, the door closes and it recirculates the air that's in the cabin. That way it gets colder and colder and colder, and it's not bringing in hot air from outside. A lot of times on this Explorer, I'm gonna show you what happens. If you come around to the passenger side, you go to your glove box, open up your glove box, there's a tab here and there's a tab here. Located up under the dashboard is the air recirculation door. Now, on my Explorer, I took a Sawzall, and this is plastic. There's like a plastic box here. I cut all of that out with a Sawzall. That way I could get my hand in there. Well, check this out. There's the door. And guess what? It's out of position. Watch this. Look at that. See that door moving around like that? That door is supposed to be up in position like so. There's a plastic clip on the hinge on top that breaks and it drops down. And whenever it drops down, it goes down like that and it covers the intake for the blower. So your blower's trying real hard to suck all the air in, but it can't because it's being blocked by that door. In the wintertime, you see where that purple t-shirt is that I filled that void? You get ice cold air coming through the glove box. So if you're ever in the winter and you're like, why is the heat just not heating that great? Well, it's letting in ice cold air. And today I'm gonna show you how to get this door back up into position just to make it work. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna pull the door out. Like I said, I cut a slice in here and the door comes out just like that. Now, this is what the door looks like. That goes into a little pivot slot and your hinge goes in there and the door swings like that. Closed, open. Well, the hinge is up there, it's just broken. So what we're gonna do over here, that's the actuator for the fresh air door. We're gonna undo that little vacuum line, and then on top of the vacuum line, the hinge, okay? And the way it works is the hinge just pushes out and you'll be able to unhook it from the top and bring the hinge down, and I'll show you. Aha, there it is. Done this a million times. So this is what the hinge looks like. That part there hooks around your actuator, and when you turn it to max AC, it just kind of rotates like that, rotates back closed. Well, let me show you what the problem is. There's supposed to be a little tooth there. You can see where it snapped off. So this hinge goes into this door like so, just like that. And then if you come around this side, the tooth usually clips into that spot there. But now that the tooth is gone, the hinge is free to slide right out like that. It pushes out and then the door drops down. If you want your AC for full capacity, it's really worth doing this trick. Is you get your hinge back up into position. I'm gonna do that now. So I got the hinge in place and I got the door up position, and just for educational purposes, I want you to see how this door operates properly. So with the heat off, the door closes like that, and then when you turn the AC on or the heat on, the door opens like that, lets in air. There's your blower motor right there. And then when you turn it to max AC, it swings back closed. Now, I found that the best way to get this door back up into the position with the hinge is sliding the door closed and going up, and then you gotta stick your finger in there and you gotta push the hinge out, and you'll feel the hole, and you line them up, and then you push the hinge back in, and then you have to open and close the door a little bit, and you'll have to open and close the actuator a little bit. You can feel the top of it, push it up and down, and then you'll feel the two slide together and lock in. It only works one way, and you'll feel it click. Well, now the click is great, but I mean, I've put this door back into position one time and it's fallen back down. So the proper way to do this is, what we're gonna do is use some sort of epoxy that, you know, has 10-15 minute dry time. We're gonna load the epoxy into the door itself, and then we're going to get the door up into position, slide the hinge in, and let it cure. That way, we don't have the door falling back down. You get all your power back from the blower motor, and in the wintertime, you get the recirculation. When you have the defrost on, you don't want the air constantly recirculating because then it gets all milky and it fogs up your windows. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this door back up and working. So today I've decided to use some JB Weld Quick Weld, and the reason I've decided to use it is because it's all I have in my garage. Now, if I were you, what I would do is use the JB Weld in the squeeze bottle. That way it's more of like a glue instead of, you know, like the weld metal stuff. But it says it works for automotive and plumbing, which is plastic, so it'll be perfect. So all I'm gonna do is mix a little bit of this together, and then I'm going to get it down in that groove where the hinge goes, slide it up through there into position, push the hinge in, and let it cure. All right, guys. So I got the JB Weld mixed, just stuck my hands up in there, and as you can see, get out of my way, I got the door back up into position. I'm gonna let it cure now. Now, I would like to mention that with this cut out, with your Sawzall, now that you cut this out, it actually makes a really good time to build a cabin air filter. As these Explorers do not come with a cabin air filter, you can actually measure from there to there and cut something, a little bit of a filter type, and put it over that squirrel cage motor, and it'll be filtering your air instead of blocking up other sorts of evaporators and heater cores and stuff like that. So it actually kills two birds with one stone. So for all the people out there who have watched the other video with the guy using the toggle bolt holding the door shut, yeah, that's great and all, but this way, a little bit of an epoxy, it actually brings back the ability to have the air recirculation door working. That way in the wintertime, for people up in the salt belt like here in New Jersey, you don't have fogged up windows, and in the summertime you still get the cool air by the door being closed. So using just a little bit of epoxy, we got this door back in working condition. All right, everybody, it's been about 4 hours. I let all of that epoxy cure. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a demonstration of how the air recirculation door actually works. I'm gonna start my engine so we get vacuum. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna turn vent on. There we go, off, door closes. Again, a little bit of a better view I'm gonna give you guys. Here we go. On, door opens, off, door closes, regular AC, max AC. Door closes, it recirculates. So that's it. That's how you fix your air recirculation door without having to pull the dashboard apart. So if you're suffering from poor AC, poor fan speed, and cold air through the glove box in the wintertime, this video might help. Thanks for watching.